Komiði sæl og verið velkomin í klefan. Markmiðið að finna leiðir til að bæta árangurinn. Gefum Silju Úlfars orðið.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Icelandic.
Let's go.
Góðan daginn. Í dag erum við með algjöran meistara hér í klefanum. Viran, okay, so how do I say your last name?
Morros.
Viran Morros. Okay, good thing you're in Iceland because then we have the strong R. Viran Morros spænskur 41 árs retired handboltamaður. Hann lék meðal annars með Barcelona. Okay, I can't say that either. Ciudad
Real.
Okay, I'm definitely not going to say that. Paris, saint-germain, Fuchse Berlin og fleirum. Hann hefur meðal annars spilað með þrjár af okkur bestum handboltamönnum. Viran á medalíur frá Ólympíuleikum, Heimsmeistaramótinu og Evrópumeistaramótinu, svo eitthvað sé talið upp. Guðjóni Val sagði að Viran væri einn besti varnarmaður í handboltanum síðustu 20 árin og það voru nú fleiri sem tóku undir það. Og hann alltaf veit ekkert hvað ég að segja, það bara dásamlegt. En já, það smá fyndið að vera bara með svona legend í bílskúrnum heima hjá mér innan allt dótið okkar, en já, það var gaman að fá skilaboð frá honum þar sem að hann kynnti sig og spurði hreinlega hvort hann mætti koma, deila reynslu og segja frá námskeiði sem hann ætlar að þróa vonandi hér í sumar í Kaplakrika, en meira það seinna. Viran, velkom til klefin.
Thank you very much.
Maybe we should move this closer.
Be closer, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, before we start, I'm going to do a commercial break.
Perfect.
And you're going to help me.
Yes. That's going to be funny. Lengjan.
Oh, that was good. Leikur þar sem hægt að tippa á úrslit íþróttaleikja, hagnaðar af rekstri lengjunar og leiksins, rennu til íþróttahreyfingarnar á Íslandi, þannig að endilega kíktu á lengju appi, það mjög þægilegt. Auður,
nearly.
Sparnaðarreikningurinn sem þú varst að leita af, sækir appið og byrja veisluna. Til dæmis þá þau með grænan framtíðarreikning fyrir þau sem vilja hefja sparna barna og ungmenna og fá háa verðtryggða vexti, endilega kíktu á auður.is. And the next one.
This one is going to be a funny one.
Yeah.
Hafið fiskverslun.
Yep, hafið fiskverslun. Good job.
Not bad.
It's a fish store.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Herðu, það nammibúð íþróttafólksins. Hafið með 2 verslanir í Hlíðarsmára og Spönginni, mikið úrval og geggjugæði. Wait, do you eat a lot of fish?
I do.
Okay, is the fish where are you from? Like where
I'm
you
from
live?
Barcelona.
You're from Barcelona. Okay. And have you tried the fishing here in Iceland?
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Okay, the last one.
Yes, Nutrileng Gold.
Yes, Nutrileng Gold. Hjálpar einstaklingum með styrleika og brak í liðum. Nutrileng smyr og mikið liðina og aðstofa við að byggja brjóskið aftur. I have a funny word here.
You think it's necessary?
Yeah, I think. Can you say it?
Ekki prumpa.
Já, nei, ég ekki að fara að gera það.
What does ekki prumpa mean? Okay, you keep it for yourself. That's good.
No, it was just fun for me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so welcome to Iceland.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here. I was thinking the other day, my first time it was like over 25 years ago.
Oh, so you've been here?
Yes.
Was it to visit the teammates or?
No, I was my first international trip as a professional. With FC Barcelona. We played a game against Haukar.
Haukar, okay, that's in this town also.
Yes, I know. In 2000 was in 2001.
Okay.
So yeah, we're talking about long time ago. I was 17 years old.
Okay, that's on the other side.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but you're here in Iceland because of some handball camp that you were thinking about.
Yes, we've been working for some months with FH to develop here a training camp in summer. Probably it's going to happen the 8th of June to the 12th of June.
Okay.
For ages 10 to 16 years old. And we've been working on it. We've got a great team behind. I'm a bit the face, but behind there's also a coach like Manolo Cadenas, international Spanish coach. He was coaching the national team, FC Barcelona, Ademar León, Wisla Plock, so really, really good teams. Okay. And he's a little bit the person in charge of the methodology. And obviously I'm also helping him to develop, because Manolo is a bit crazy, so sometimes he needs to
direct you.
Yeah, to shut down a little bit his all his ideas. But yeah, we're working, and yeah, I think we have a nice idea on the way. At the end of the day, young athletes are the future of our sport. And if we're talking about handball, obviously I think these inputs for young athletes are very good, because we don't want only to focus on the pure sport. We want also to knowledge them a little bit on nutrition, physical preparation, mental health, that are key parts of the development of an athlete and key parts of the professional life of an athlete. I've been very lucky to play many years as a professional handball player. Played with many players, different nationalities, and I've seen a lot of people struggling on different situations around the pure handball. And this is also part of all this project, trying to make the players ready for a little bit the professional life, but also, of course, they need to enjoy, because at the end of the day, they're kids, and this is a sport, and they have to enjoy.
For what age is it?
We will. It's going to be from 10 to 16 years old. That's the plan, and yeah, obviously we will separate in groups.
Girls and boys.
Girls and boys.
Yes.
Probably early ages, 10, 11, 12. They're going to be together. Up after 12, we're going to try to separate them, because obviously it's better, and we're going to bring some Spanish coaches with us to combine with some FA coaches to work a little bit on handball.
Is it like, is it for goalkeepers and so you will bring coaches, like goalkeeper coaches also?
Yeah, the goalkeeper coaches it's going to be determined by the number of goalkeepers that we have.
Okay.
But what it's very important for us is that we're going to be working in every position a little bit individually, and then join them together collectively. Because at the end of the day, handball is a team sport.
Yeah.
And this coordination between all your teammates is very important. But that the personal individual performance is good, it's always positive for the team. So we need to combine a little bit this. We're going to be working on the individual skills for sure, by position, wings, line players, back players, also goalkeepers. But then obviously we need to combine them as a team. That's a little bit our idea, our mentality, and that's what we want to do.
How do you make a team out of individuals?
First of all, you need to create this common goal.
For the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to bring everyone in the same page. You need to make everyone believe in what you want. I'm talking now probably about a more professional level, no? But obviously, when I've been very lucky in my life, as I told you in my sports life, and I've been playing in amazing teams, and I've been in teams where we had not one huge star, many huge stars. And I've seen the good part and the bad part of these sometimes these collision of stars, no? But at the end of the day, what you need to see is a common goal, and usually the common goal is to win.
Yeah.
And if you are, as a team, able enough to put a little bit aside your ego, to put in front the work, to put in front the sacrifice for the team, I think that's really, really important. And I think that should be something that new generations should know, because at the end of the day, I was always a team guy. I was always, in my position, was always a little bit this role, no? Trying to bring everyone together, try to bring my energy for the team. And this is how I saw sport.
Okay.
This is how I attacked sport from the beginning. I didn't mind if I wasn't scoring 10 goals or being in the pictures.
Yeah.
If my team wins, that's for me what was important, and that was my mentality my whole career. And obviously, I understand that other players can have different idea. They can be more selfish. I totally understand, because that's probably what make them good enough to be in a team like that.
Yeah.
But at the end, when you reach certain level, what you want is to win.
Yeah.
And if you want to win, you have to put some things on the side.
Yeah. You have to work
on
as a
favor
team.
of the team.
Yeah.
So.
But what
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
But it's a right way to do it from my point of view.
And what about like for younger players, for younger teams? Because I see there are maybe like you have teams, and I'm going to say they're like young kings that maybe haven't developed enough to understand that. Like, how can we discipline them to work as a team?
It's difficult when you're in the youth process.
Yeah.
Because usually there's always one or two guys in the team that are much better.
Yeah.
And they need to take this role and they need to score the goals. But once they progress, once they give this jump onto the next team, probably they're not anymore the best players.
No, because of course, usually the best players are like the biggest and strongest, probably. And then when the development gets kind of even, and I hear at least that's when they start to struggle.
That's there when it comes to the power to adapt yourself.
Yeah,
that's very, very important. And for me, it's a very important word that a coach that I had in national team for many years, Jordi Rivera, was always talking about. Being able to adapt.
Yeah.
And adapt situations in a game, adapt situations in life, but adapt yourself to a team also is very important. Obviously, you're brought here because there's something in you that is good. You've got, excellent capacity to play handball, for example, of course.
Yeah.
But then you need to adapt to the team also. Because at the end of the day, what you're saying, when you come up, for example, from a youth team to a first team, physically, you're going to be the same or even worse.
Yeah.
So that's when you need to be smart. You need to be clever. You need to understand where you are. You need to adapt your role because before probably you were playing 80% of the time and probably now you're going to go and play 20% of the time. How do you handle this situation?
Yes.
And that's a little bit a good process for all the athletes, but this should be work already as a youth team.
Yeah.
As I always say that youth coaches are very, very important. In the development of the talents. I once had sorry, I'm talking too much.
No.
But
You're here to talk.
I once had a coach in the youth team of Barcelona when I was 15 or 16 years old. Yeah. And we were in pre-season. It was my first year where I was jumping from I was jumping to a team where all of them were older and bigger than me at that time. Yeah. And I was probably the youngest in the team.
Yeah, you started handball at 15.
I was started really, really late also, yes. So I went there and we were in pre-season and we were just running. And the coach, I was running in the front and the coach came to me and said, hey, can you run faster? Yes, I can. Why are you not doing it? Yeah, because I don't want to leave the other guys behind. Okay. And he told me, no, just do it. Yeah. They're gonna try to catch you. You're gonna make them better. Yeah. And when you're pushing yourself, you're gonna get you better. Yeah. You're gonna push the other ones. This competition is gonna make all of us better. And if someone is jealous, don't worry. You have to do what you have to do. It's always go maximum. And that's something I always took in my career. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, as much as you push yourself on a positive, on a right way, as much as you're going to progress. Okay, so I talked to Guðjóni Val, and he told me a story, and I was going to, tell it later, but because you start talking about running, he said that, and you and me both know that Guðjóni, of course, is in great shape, and he's always in a great shape, and he can run forever. And he told me that you didn't like running as much as him. It's difficult. Someone likes running so much as he does. To go with him. No, and he said and on the second running workout that you said before the first interval, Guðjóni,
please respect the first lap.
Yes.
And he said that what you meant by that is that you said that everybody should run the first lap together, and then you can go faster after that, because he, of course, was so good that he didn't want you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say I was always a guy with in the team where I was doing jokes. But,
Humor.
But yeah, the problem. I mean, not problem, but the good thing of we call him Goody in the team. I don't know. I think no one told.
He wrote that and he said it with a simple I. Goody.
Yes. Because everyone was calling him Gogi in Germany, but I don't know why we started calling him Goody in Barcelona, and Barcelona stayed like that. He was physically. You need to know that he's a machine.
Yes.
He's extremely competitive, and he wants to win always.
I know.
We're playing cards, we're playing football, we're playing handball, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember the first day we went for a run. It was a first pre-season, and we all knew he was good because it was something known in handball world.
Yeah, of course.
And we were like doing some interval as work, and then we said, okay, it's like the first 3 minutes are easy, and then 3 minutes you start running. But he started like the easy part was already really hard for the rest. So, and people were seeing he was going, so we need to go.
Yeah.
And I remember that day was the first day of pre-season. I was already dead in the evening. It was okay. The next day we had to go again, and I just told him like, hey, just respect the first slow pace. Give us some air,
exactly.
So we're not dead.
We're trying to warm up here.
But as I was telling you before, he brought so much energy. Seeing a player like him, that he was already a veteran, because probably he was 34, 35 years old, training so hard, pushing so much in the trainings, in the games. He brought like a huge mentality to a team that I really believe helped us to succeed, and we were able to win the Champions League that year. It's true we had an amazing team, but probably was a piece that we were missing, this energy that he brought in.
Yeah, and because we're talking about his physical and everything, so he was always trying to find a way to be better, and like he was not. I think he was. I want to say maybe never satisfied, because he always wanted more. So at one point he was. We had like a really good decathlete here, doing like the 10 events in a track, and he was training with him, and I mean that decathlete, he's doing pole vault. And Guðjón was doing like all the pole vault exercises, and then when he stopped training him, he came to me, and I was a sprint coach and power coach and everything. So we were doing sprints and everything, and like I was like, yeah, I think this is enough, and he was like, no, I can do more, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't think that's smart. Like you have to train smart also. So it was sometimes I felt like I had to hold him down a little bit, so he wouldn't just burn out. Because he's just like a energizer bunny, like keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, but I think he also knows a lot his body. He knows where his limit is, and probably his limit is far away from the limit of the rest of us.
Definitely.
And here's what we were talking about, about this sacrifice, this pushing yourself from the beginning, this trying to be the best, the strongest, the fastest. And don't take me wrong, Gogi, or however we want to call it, he's not like the most talented shooter in the world.
Right.
But he's an excellent scorer. He was always ready to defend, to attack, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's always all in.
And he became the player he is because of his effort, of his sacrifice, not only because of his pure talent and his wrist that other players do have.
Yeah.
He was probably missing this extra in that part, but he overcorrected that on this physical condition, always the best, trying to push. Also, he was very lucky. His whole career, he was respected by injuries, but because also he took a lot of care of his body. So that's a little bit a combination. That's a clear example of a great professional athlete.
Oh, okay. So if we were trying to take like a learning from, we call him Gaui.
Gaui, okay.
Gaui, but we can say good.
No, Gaui is okay.
Gaui. Yeah, I mean, like you said, he wasn't best at one thing, but he made it better by being better at other things. So, yeah. I guess we can learn that you don't have to be best in everything, but you have to find, I guess, your strength and
Yeah, I mean, I can
best at
relate
that.
a lot. I can relate a lot. When, as you said before, I started to play handball really, really late.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old nearly, and I had a deficit on my handball skills.
Yeah.
For sure, because when you're 10, 11, 12, you get this ability with the shots, ability with the pass, ability with the movements that I didn't have. I was playing other sport. I was playing football. I was skiing. I was skiing.
Skiing. Okay.
Yeah, I was. I did some martial arts, so we did a little bit of everything at my house. No? And then I started with handball. I got trapped in it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I had to bring other things in on the sacrifice way, on my role in the teams, to be able to reach the teams that I reached and the success that I reached on my handball career. So I can relate a little bit with Guðjóni.
Yeah, Guðjóni. Yeah, we can call him Guðjóni.
No.
You say Guðjóni and I say Guðjóni.
Perfect. We understand each other. That's
yes, good. Speaking the same language.
Yeah.
But okay, because you said that we're going to talk about defense later. But do you think that because why didn't you play offense?
I played offense when I was a young player, and to be sincere, I wasn't good enough to play on the highest level on offense.
Do you think that's because you started at 15 and you missed all the...
There's a possibility,
Yeah.
It is, and there's another possibility that is also real, is that I wasn't talented enough.
Enough was there,
Yeah, and that's the truth. To play on those teams that we're talking, Barcelona Ciudad Real, Paris, Fuchse, national team, you have to have something really, really special to play in attack, because everyone wants that spot,
That's true.
And but I found a way to be important in all the teams that I played, and was from the defense. And I got my role from the start. I accepted it. That's very important to be able to accept these kind of roles that are less, I always say, less flashy, less
desirable, and
yeah. But I found my place. I always felt valued by my teammates, by my coaches, and that's very, very important.
Okay, but you said martial arts. What kind of martial arts did you?
My father was many years like coach of judo.
Oh, okay.
Judo coach, and we started with taekwondo. So we did. My brother and I did some taekwondo for some years, but as we tried many sports, so nothing.
No,
I wouldn't say that was like part of my process to becoming a handball player.
You don't?
I don't feel so, because we were very, very young.
Okay.
I mean, maybe somehow in the mentality, in the development, but I don't think so.
Because I'm thinking that how you control your body and like know your body and everything, and I didn't know you were that young, because I would think judo and definitely and taekwondo would also help with the defense part.
Yeah, it's possible. I really never thought about it. I mean, I think we did like 3 years, so it's not like crazy, but but probably we were going 1 or 2 times a week there, so yeah.
Okay, so if we keep talking about the Icelandic players,
yes,
the Icelanders, we love our Icelandic players. You played with Ólafi Stefáns. That was for, I can't say it,
Ciudad Real.
Yeah, Ciudad.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to just say real.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, from 2007 and 2009. How was that?
Those 2 years were amazing. We won 2 Champions Leagues in a row against Kiel, and we probably is the best team I've ever been in.
Okay.
And Ole, I always say, is probably one of the best players I ever played with.
Okay.
Never seen a player like that. He was so good.
Yeah.
Because the ones that know him and the ones that have been with him, we know how special he is.
Yeah.
But you need to play with him to realize how good he was, because you see extremely exceptional things in the court.
Yeah.
But in the trainings was outstanding.
What do you have to tell us more?
Pure talent. You could see like passes, goals that he scored, and how he trained. You had to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some days that he wasn't training.
No, yeah.
Because he had done his own training in the morning. Because I remember one day in Ciudad Real, I was driving, supermarket, and all of a sudden I saw Ole running in the city.
Yeah.
We got training like at 4, and he was running in the morning. And then in the afternoon, he was there, but he wasn't training.
No, he was doing different.
Around, let's say. So you needed to give him his space for his things, but you knew that the important days he was performing always. Always. He had an incredible vision of the game.
Yeah.
Probably very advanced for the time. Yeah. Because if you think about the stereotype of the handball players when he played, weren't like him. Nowadays you see a lot more players like physically like him.
Yeah.
But back then you saw a lot less. And less in his position where they were mainly shooters, 2 meters, strong like hell.
Yeah.
And he was strong, of course.
Yeah.
But he was another type of player. But he had one of the biggest talents I've ever seen, like pure handball one.
If he would be a player today,
he would still be number one.
Yeah.
I remember in 2012 we played quarterfinals against Copenhagen, AG Copenhagen, and we lost in Copenhagen by 5 or 6, and then we had our back game in Barcelona, and we didn't expect the first game to go so bad, but we thought we had a chance. And in the second half, he killed us. It was Ole deciding all the passes, all the goals, all the actions. And I went to him after the game, said, "Yeah, it was you." In the first game, he was probably more discreet, less. But in the second half, he was amazing. He won that game and brought Copenhagen to Final Four.
See, and do you is Ole that kind of player that he makes everyone else better also?
100%. Because he's not a selfish player.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's better to give an extra pass, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind. Of course, he wants to score. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Like all players,
Yeah.
They like this attention. But he was a player that he created the space for the next one, and you can take the joy of the goal. So, and he, I think, was the kind of a player that enjoyed a good goal than a good assistance, and that makes him very good. He was also a smart player in defense. He was, I think, when he came to Spain, he got a little bit this Spanish feeling for defense, and he learned a lot. And I think he got him even a better player, more efficient, because he could play both sides.
So you guys were side by side.
Yeah, we defended. Sometimes actually I was changing for him. He was attacking. I was playing defense.
Yeah.
So that he didn't get tired, and it was fresh legs for the attack.
Of course.
But yeah, I remember. I think it was Final Four of 2009.
Yeah.
We had a lot of injuries. We were playing, I think we only played 12 players that game. And one of them was a backup for the wing, so was wing by wing. And the rest, we had like 3 defenders, Ole, 2 guys in attack, and an excellent goalkeeper, don't take me wrong. We had Arpad Stervik that did one of the greatest games for a goalkeeper, for sure. But Ole was amazing. I think he scored 11 goals, and he led us to that Final Four, because we had lost at home by 2, and then we won in Kiel by... No, that was 2008, sorry. Yes. And
I don't know how you remember everything.
Yeah, I remember. And he led us to winning my first Champions League, the second Champions League on the history of Ciudad Real.
Oh my. So I talked to Ole also.
Yes. It surprised me.
Yeah, no, and he maybe didn't say much, but he thought it was really funny that we were going to sit down to chat. And he said that you were a really cool guy, very cheerful, and a very good guy. And I was trying to translate what he said. I don't have
You can say it in Icelandic for...
Yeah, I didn't write it here, but I remember I was just like, it's hard. But yeah, he thought really big of you. And then we have Aron. You played with him in Barcelona 2017. There was only one season, 2018.
Yeah, actually, he came half season.
Yeah.
It was this season that he had all the problems to come out from West
He
Brom.
actually told us about that, yeah.
Yeah, Aron came... Yeah, it wasn't easy for him to come after all the situation in West Brom, arriving like half mid-season.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was 6 months without playing. He came here. He got a small injury in his calf, and was not easy. Was not easy for him. The start in Barcelona, but I have good memories about him. I think at the beginning, I was only with him 6 months. We had a good relationship. I was trying to help him a lot. Beginning with translating a little bit, because on our team we were always speaking Spanish and with the coach and everything, and Basque, he could speak English, but when he had the common chats was in Spanish, and he was always sitting by my side or standing by my side in the chats.
Yeah.
So but he's also like excellent player, excellent talent. I believe that he could have done certain things a bit better, career-wise.
Okay,
because sometimes I've never told that to him, but I didn't understand certain moves that he made. Like, I didn't understand why he left Barcelona, where he was playing so good.
Yeah,
and I understand. I know there's a backstory on all that, and I know what happened in Barcelona, that situation. But I wished more that he would have been more stable, because I think, for example, in a club like Barcelona, he would be still playing and be really a decisive player.
Yeah.
Now he's back on the place that he belongs. He's a big Champions League team contender, because Aron has a tremendous talent. He's a very, very good player. And now he's back playing on the highest level. I like seeing him.
Yeah,
I like seeing him already playing Champions League again. I see him playing pretty good last games before Christmas, and now so I see the World Cup also was very, very good for him. So I think I'm happy to see him back on this highest level.
Yeah. Did you think it was weird that he came here to FL for 1 year?
I mean, I probably understand there was like some personal issues behind, and that's totally understandable. But obviously, when you think about a player like Aron, with all the respects, playing here where he couldn't play Champions League, or he wasn't on the spotlight like he used to be. Aron was 18 years old when he went to Kiel, and he was already performing and playing on a very, very high level. So yes, it was a bit strange to see this move, but I understand there were some personal issues behind the decision, and totally you have to respect these decisions.
Well, and he said afterwards that it kind of like gave him like a refresh a little bit, because now he went back to Hungary, and he's looking at everything from a different perspective, like, and he appreciates things a lot more, and he kind of said that if he hadn't come home, he probably would still be stuck somewhere, or maybe he had stopped.
But I mean, I understand that when someone takes a decision like that, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And maybe it's what we say, coming here for a year, make him realize, okay, I belong to that level, but I needed this step back for my health, maybe, or for my family, whatever was there. Yeah, Aron is an exceptional talent, great player. I've been suffering him many years, and I also was lucky to play with him 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, it was only 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, so because I talked to Guðjóni Val, and he also asked him about you, and he said that you were in both places because you were in Barcelona and Paris together.
Yes.
Very well liked and respected as a great teammate, there was never any trouble around you, and that you were always the one who helped when somebody was in trouble or when people got into a disagreement. And he also said that you were one of the best defenders in handball in the last 20 years, and that you were one of his best teammates ever.
Oh, very kind words from him. He sees me with very good eyes. As I told you, we connected very, very good at the beginning. I like his mentality, and I think he liked what he saw on me, and we were along all the time. And obviously, as what I told you before, he brought such a mentality to a team that was crazy. I always felt a bit bad his months in Paris, because it was his last year and COVID came. So he couldn't really finish the way he liked.
Yeah.
And that was a bit sad, no, for such an amazing player to finish like in COVID season. It's a bit strange, but
it's a shame.
Just look at the career he had, the teams he played at, success he had. What can you say about him? He's a machine.
Definitely. Did you play with any other Icelandic players?
Yes, I played with another one that probably you all going to remember, Sigfúsi Sigurðssyni.
Oh my God, yeah.
The big line player. Yeah. I played for 1 year with him in Ademar León.
Okay.
Also, we had a very good relationship. We were nearly neighbors. He was living like 2 blocks apart from me.
Okay.
And a lot of times we were having lunch. I got to say, I never saw someone drinking so much coffee as him.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, but he was drinking. It was always very fun because he arrived to any restaurant. The first thing he got is like Americano, Café Americano, always.
Yeah.
He said, but what do you want to drink? Café Americano. And the waiters were like, but with the pizza, Café Americano.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And he came to León after his rough patch with life, let's say.
Yeah.
But he was playing good. He was a very good player. We were playing a lot in defense together. We understood each other very, very good.
Yeah.
I remember that year we played Final Four of EHF. It was a pity we won. No, we lost away by 4. We won home by 4, but they scored 2 more goals. So that time there was, in
that
case
sucks.
of a draw,
Yeah.
the one that scored more goals away wins. And but I have very good memories about him also.
Any other players?
Not that I recall.
No.
Not that I recall. But I played against a lot of them, and I suffered a lot of them lately these years. Kristjansson, I remember the first time I played against him was 2019.
Okay.
We were playing the World Cup in München.
Yeah.
And we were leading, controlling national team, controlling the game 5-6, and he came in.
Oh.
And we didn't know him. He was 17
not.
years old.
We
haven't seen him in the video. Said okay, and I had Gedeon, my teammate in national team for many, many years, on my right side, and he came in and first action, crazy finta, penalty, and 2 minutes for Gedeon. It was okay.
Wow, that was quick.
Okay, easy. 2 minutes passed by, and he came back in because when we were playing one less, they put him out, and he came back in, and again he went to Gede, finta, goal. I said okay. So Gede, let's switch. We never did that a lot, but when someone had problem, we switched sides, and I was okay. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, let's see if I can stop
him. He came to me, kill me, and I was okay. And then we went back to 2 goals deficit only.
Yeah.
So we were +2. But then Alfred said, okay, I'm going to take the young guys. I'm going to put back Aron and the old guys. And that was good for us because we knew them. We knew them. But he was like amazing. And then I remember like directly I went out, who's this guy? And I saw he was already in Kiel.
Yeah.
But he wasn't playing a lot.
Gisli. He's also from FH.
Yeah. But he was such a talent, so strong. At the beginning, he had some problems with the injuries in the shoulder.
Yeah.
But now he's dominating last year's. I remember the Champions League he won with Magdeburg. I was there live.
Okay.
How the day before he his shoulder was
Yeah,
out.
dislocated
Yes,
or
and
something.
then he played the final next day, and how he played. I mean, but yeah, now I like a lot the Icelandic team. I think they have a very good core, a very good goalkeeper, strong defense. I think
Victor was great.
yes,
the
really
goalkeeper,
good,
yeah.
really really good. He's going to Barcelona actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably everyone knows. I hope it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. I was like,
I
oh
hope.
my God,
I hope
I'm
it's
not. Yeah, okay.
No, I think everyone knows. It's not official, but I think everyone knows. That's going to be a big move for him.
Yeah, definitely.
And but yeah, there's a very good talented team right now in Iceland. I like it.
Did you see the Iceland team now at Worlds?
Yes. We were discussing before. It was a pity that they just lost one game. But was that that key game that
sucks.
took them out of the fight for the medals?
Yeah.
But I liked the team, and also, I mean, Omar wasn't there.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine this team with Omar in already. I cannot say his surname. It's too difficult for me. That's why I call him like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, as we said, they have a very good team, and I like that team.
Do you
well
think...
coached. You can see it's well worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see potential.
Like for the last years, Icelandic team has been like 13th place, 12th place, and everything. Like, should Iceland be doing better, or? I
got to say, I was a bit disappointed last European Championship.
Yeah.
But also, there's something you need to know, and in this long competition, there's usually like between 7-9 games in 14, 17 days. It's a lot. And you need a long squad. And the thing that Iceland was lacking last year was these extra 2, 3, 4 players for backups. I think now they found some extra players that can give these extra, 20 minutes per game. Yeah. That take minutes to Omar, that take minutes to Kristjánsson. So I think that's good that they are finding this a long team, let's call it. Yeah. And I think that's going to be really good for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. So Icelandic players, I got this question. Like, do you think they're like have a different, what do you call it? Like a X factor or something like that?
I mean, you always hear, that Iceland people have this air that changes them. We also say in Spain with people from Canarias or people from Balearic Islands. I don't know. The truth is that I've played with some Icelandic players, and all of them have impacted me somehow in my career, as we spoke before. And now you see the national team, and most of them are playing in top Champions League teams. Yeah. And that speaks very well about them. Definitely. So for sure they're an X factor that can be a game changer for the teams.
So if you had to choose one of these 4 Icelanders that you played with, who would you choose on your defense? In defense? Yeah.
I mean, for defense, I would choose Sigfúsi Sigurðssyni. He was very, very strong. Yeah, but it's just for defense. I would choose him. For other positions, obviously no.
But what for the other positions?
I mean, I've been very lucky. I mean, we're talking about probably 3 of the best Icelandic players in history. Yes. Gogi, Gudi, whatever you would call it, Olafur and Aron, no? Probably we are talking about 3 of the best players in Icelandic history. So it's very difficult to choose, no?
Putting you on the spot.
But if I had to choose one, I would choose Gogi, because what he brings to the team. Because I consider myself a very team guy, a very team player, and he brought this energy to our team, this spirit, this hard work, ethics that was a little bit game changer, even for my career. I think I started to see or find a different way on my path. It also made me play for more years than I expected. Okay.
And now, I mean, now it's good.
Don't take me wrong.
No.
And Ole are amazing players, and they show the whole career. I mean, but if I had to choose one,
And now Guðjóni is coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you heard that he was going to be coaching you, what did you think?
He was already talking about it when we were in Paris.
Really?
That he was preparing himself to be a coach.
Yeah.
He's a very calm person. I think, is a very objective person, and that's for me is very, very important.
Yeah.
For a coach position, because you need to be able to see what's really happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches, they only see their reality, and it's difficult. That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But I like him. I think he's a fair coach. I like how Gummersbach is playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with him during Christmas, and we were talking about how he was mad that the last 2 games weren't good enough about his team. But I told him, but let's be sincere. You're on a better position that you should be by squad.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, so that talks really well about him.
Yeah.
Last year he did an amazing season,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously he wants to reach also the European competition this year.
Okay.
That's a goal. But if you look at the 6-7 teams that he has in front, they have much more budget, better players,
Yeah.
but obviously not a better coach, because he's showing that he can be there.
Yeah, and get the
So
best
I
out
think-
of the players.
Yeah, I think he's a very good coach. I think he learned a lot from his time in Spain, from Spanish coaching style, and also I see the guys, they're really, really in shape. So I think he's pushing them a lot on that aspect. So
Physical.
yes,
Yeah.
physical for sure. They are really good. I can see them.
Definitely. But what about, okay, so Guðjóni told me to ask you how it was to develop or grow up in a club as Barcelona.
I was very lucky.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, we're talking about a club that historically, still now, obviously, was one of the best clubs in Europe. And when I was 16 years old, I had my first training with the first team, and I was training with international players like Masip, Alberto Interríos, Lasonage, Thomas Svensson, Chepkin, and watching them in the games, being able to train with them, but also not only that part, like great coaches in the youth teams, great opportunity to train physically, even though when I started, late 90s was totally different. I mean, I wish I would have trained like young guys are training now.
Yeah.
Because when I was 17 years old, I was very, very thin. I was 195 and I was 73 or 74 kilos.
Okay.
So I was very, very thin. And I was 6 months that they sent me to a gym, and they just gave me a paper, said, this is what you have to do. And I was alone in the gym for nearly 6 months. I was just training on Friday, playing Saturday with the second team, because they needed me to get stronger and get some weight.
Meet up.
And probably now no one would do that.
Yeah, no.
And I wish I could have trained like young guys are doing now, because probably it would be or would have been better physically. But I had this opportunity that probably a lot of young players in Spain or Europe would have, to train in these facilities with these coaches. And so, I mean, growing in a club like Barcelona, it's challenging because you have a lot of competition also, but very good.
But like, how young does Barcelona start?
On my age, they started when you are 13 and getting 14.
Okay.
Or when I was young. Now they start when you're getting 12, so 2 years earlier now.
And are the kids then playing handball in some other clubs first, and then they go to Barcelona?
Usually there's a lot of schools in Barcelona that play handball, and now there's some formation clubs like very known Sant Adrià, Esplugues, that they have a very good school, and usually they play there. So some of them coming from school, and some of them are coming from these handball clubs. But yeah, and also Barcelona also checked around a little bit. El Vallès is where Granollers is, Sabadell. There's some good clubs there also working with handball, but they bring them more a bit later when they're 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
So it's not only the city, they control the whole region, and obviously now you can see guys from all around Spain like staying in La Masia and working there.
That's okay. It's funny because I was like, I have a question here. Do young players go through the La Masia of handball? And I have no idea what it is.
La Masia is like the way they call the handball. No, not the handball school, the football school for
yes,
youth.
It's like academy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
La Masia is like the Catalan typical house, and just by Camp Nou, there's one Masia.
Yeah.
That now is like kind of a museum, but back then is where the youth players of football were staying.
Were they chosen in there?
No, yeah. They were brought from other parts of the city, or sorry, of the city, of the country, to stay there, because if not, they had to travel or whatever.
Okay.
And now they constructed like a huge academy. They have schools there. They have everything in the new Ciutat Esportiva, the new city of Barça, and it's really, really amazing. And yes, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because I was from Barcelona, so I never stayed there. But I know there's young players that are staying there from handball, basketball, football, futsal. So it's really good for them because they also live with other sports.
Yeah.
But also the chance they have, how they train, how they are treated. It's amazing.
And in Barcelona, if you look at handball players, young handball players and football players, like, is it similar, or is football somewhere else?
We're talking about football. Football is another level.
Yeah.
I mean, we cannot compare the money that there's in football compared to handball.
No.
And obviously, that also reflects on the investment on young talents in football. Because obviously, if you get a young guy like Lamine Yamal or Pau Cubarsí, 17 years old, playing in football, that's like win-win for Barça. You don't have to buy 100 million guy from France, from Italy, from wherever. You have it there, and that's amazing. Handball, Barça is doing now kind of the same. This year, last year, Petar Sikusa came out with 17 years old, amazing talent, very good player. Needs to be shaped, needs to be taken care, but it's a product from La Masia, from Barça, and obviously it's also a great example that they can succeed. And you see some young players, but for me the difference with Petar is the position he plays. He's a back player, and I don't want to be wrong, but I remember last time a back player from La Masia was playing the first team of Barça. Probably I was one of the last ones, but I never played as back. I was playing as a defender. But because it's a position where you have a lot more responsibility, a lot more exposure. In handball, what we've seen in the last years was a lot of wings, no? Víctor Tomás, Aitor Ariño, Aleix Gómez, now Dani Fernández that is coming back. So we've seen some wings that there's like they have less responsibility, let's say, on the game. Just you need to finalize and you need to score it. It's not easy, but still different. So of course, there's a lot of work behind, and there's a lot of players. And after, you can see a lot of teams in Asobal, they are fitted with players that are coming from La Masia, and that's also a reality. Okay.
A little complicated, though.
Yeah.
It's like all over,
No, I mean, it's just, let's say it's like an academy, but it belongs to the club.
Yeah, that's cool. In 2007, when you joined, Real.
Ciudad Real, yes.
Yes, I'm going to let you say that. And the coach there was Talant Dujshebaev.
Yes.
And he's considered to be one of the greatest handball coaches of his generation. Like, do you agree? And what makes him the greatest, as they say?
Talant was already one of the best players in history. I think was 2 or 3 times nominated as a best player on a certain years. And as a coach, he's amazing.
What kind? Like, what makes him amazing?
For me, in all levels, he was a player. He understands very, very well the players.
Yeah, is that important?
For me, it's very important.
Yeah,
when you've been a player, you can understand certain moments.
Yeah,
where a player is a bit more tired and gets his relaxation point, and you as a player realize if this is a okay relaxation point or it's not.
Yeah,
there's sometimes where it's not.
Yeah,
so they can see that.
Yeah,
and Talant was amazingly tactically. Also, he has a very good help with Raúl González, coach now of Paris Saint-Germain. He was my coach also in Paris for 3 years. And in Ciudad Real was the assistant coach for 4 years. So he's an amazing coach also. But Talant is special. I have a very, very good memory with him, great relationship with him. Actually, he's one of the ambassadors of our project, International Handball. And he helped me a lot.
Okay.
So I only have very good words for him. If you ask Ole, probably he's going to tell you more or less the same. Don't take me wrong, but he's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes he goes a bit crazy, but it's all about his passion. Sometimes, he gets some bad moments, let's say, bad attitudes that shouldn't be accepted in sport, let's say. But when you know him, you know it's like these moments of rage he has, but it's coming from his passion. He's got a huge heart. He's going to help you. Whenever you ask him, he's going to try to do anything for you to help. And handball-wise, he's an amazing coach. I consider him probably the best coach I've ever had in my career, no doubt.
What's like the biggest thing you can learn from him as a coach?
For me, what was very important was he was very fair.
Okay.
And if he told you something, he was always doing it. Okay. He gave me a lot of confidence. He treated all the players the same. Doesn't matter if you were... Well, Olafur was always special, but that's another story. Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you were Olafur.
And he gave him space.
Yes, it doesn't matter if you were Olafur, Sergei Rutenka. There were huge stars when I arrived to Ciudad Real, Arpa Stervik, Rolando Rios. I came there, 23-year-old, the youngest guy in the team, into a team full of stars. Yeah. And from the start, he treated me really, really well. Okay. The same as the rest.
People remember how you make them feel.
Yeah, I mean, I arrived there and I was scared, I was coming to a squad where everyone was like,
oh my God,
amazing players. And I was 23 years old, very young. And he treated me really, really well. And that was probably my breaking point in my career, being able to show that I can play in a team like Ciudad Real. Yeah. Took me to a national team, gave me opportunity after to play in Barcelona, all the teams that I've played. He's one of the best, no doubt.
Yeah. I forgot my question. Okay, but then you went back to Barcelona.
Yes.
Real wanted to keep you, but you want to go, I guess, back home. 7 times that you were there from 2011 to 2018. 5 times Spanish Cup and won the Spanish League 7 times in a row. 7 times you were named the best defender in the league. What made you the best?
I don't know. I think that's a question for other people. I don't know. It was what I always say. I mean, I understood my role. I knew what I had to do, and I knew what I wanted. And what I wanted was easy. I wanted the team to win. So any sacrifice that I was doing, if it was for a win, I was going to do it. And I always tried to help my teammates. I always try to, when one of your teammates is not feeling okay, it's difficult that they perform on the right way. Yeah. So I think it's very important that we between teammates support each other, because sometimes we probably understand better, and there's some guys that have problems with coaches, and it's always difficult to manage that situation. But having on the side a teammate that helps you or at least understands you, that's a lot. I don't know. I think for me the most important was understanding my role, and that's something I learned early in my career, and I understood where I want to go and what I wanted to be is on the best teams. And to be in the best teams, that was my place. I would have never played in Barcelona, Ciudad Real national team if I was an attack player. So I understood that was my place, and this is where I can be strong to reach those goals those personal goals that I have, and that was my way.
What would you say was your strengths?
Well, I was a hard worker. Yeah, I am a hard worker. Yeah. I sacrificed, as I told you, for the team. I was always a team guy, always helping. and probably my mentality also was pretty good always. I was always believing in the team. I was always believing in the win, and that's also part of being able to win.
Yeah. And your weaknesses?
Sometimes I was very impatient.
Okay. That's being an athlete.
Yeah. I got, I wouldn't say stressed, but sometimes I was annoyed when things didn't go the way I wanted. But at the same time, I was able to rationalize and say, okay, trying to see like the good side of every situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to manage certain things when you're that young sometimes.
Okay, so when you guys are preparing for games, you have video meetings. When you're looking at the video meetings and you're looking at the opponents and everything, like what are you looking for? Like, are you looking for that he always goes this and then he goes there? Like, can you actually remember it, or like what goes through your mind?
There's different ways. There's a tactic collective situations where that's the part of the coach.
Yeah.
The coach needs to bring you, okay, this team, they have these possibilities in attack. They play this way and this way. They do this play and this play, and the varieties, because always there's like a combination and the possible ways to finish this combination, no? And that's a work for the coach to bring that to the table, and to give a solution to those situations. Okay,
exactly.
That's the work of the coach, and then comes obviously you as a player, you need to remember when this is happening, what can happen, and then for me, what was very important is knowing who I have in front. It wasn't the same defending a player like Laszlo Nagy with 2.13 m than a player like, I don't know, Christensen.
Yeah.
A lot shorter,
quick,
lot stronger, lot deeper. So it's different.
Yeah.
So you need to see who is in front. Okay, I know this 2.10 m guy is less likely he's going to do a finta to me because he's lower than me.
Exactly.
So you can give him some less distance.
Okay.
You can be closer to him.
Yeah.
Because
so
what you don't want is him
runway.
to jump and shoot on you.
Yeah.
So you can go harder. And then with Christensen, you need to regulate a little bit. If you're close to him, you're probably dead.
Yeah.
So you need to try to break his distance.
Yeah.
And then there's the other part on the shooting part. Usually players have, they shoot on a certain way.
Okay.
You know, and
go up here or under.
Some players shoot more here, some players shoot here, some players jump and wait, some players jump and shoot fast.
Okay.
So these are the things you need to realize as individual. Who are you playing?
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to be in the game and see when someone is changing, because there's a lot of people that are focused, and all of a sudden they change the player and they don't realize, hey, the left back has changed. Now it's the other guy, the one you need to be more on him or give him more distance. You know, these are the things you need to realize. And then I always say, when you come to the end of the game, people, when are tired and when they are under stress, they always do their best movements.
Okay.
And that's the one you need to know. And obviously, excellent players are excellent because they are able to change these situations. But I don't know if we're talking one of the best shooters in history, Mikkel Hansen.
Yeah.
Mikkel was very difficult to defend because he could shoot from every position.
Okay.
You know? But I knew that he wasn't going to shoot standing. He always needed to jump. So in the last moments of the game, I'm not going to give him that chance.
Okay.
Or I'm going to try not to give him that chance. I'm putting an example. Or Niko Karabatic, that I suffered him many years. National team, I was lucky to play with him, but I suffered him. You know his strengths, and you need to be able to see, like, end of the game, people do where they feel comfortable.
Okay, yeah.
And you need to see what is the movement that makes them feel comfortable. Because at the end, you go to a safe play.
Yeah.
Where you feel strong and more in a decisive action. So those are the things I was preparing. There's a collective part. It comes with the group. And then there's a part where you're at home, alone, checking the videos, checking what does each player do. And obviously, during my career, it has changed a lot. Before, I had to do that on my own. I had to go forward, backward. my last years, I got like everything perfectly cut by
nice.
players.
Yeah.
But I always took notes, for example, because taking notes helps you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after the game, maybe I checked. I say, okay, I did that.
Do you check in halftime also?
No, halftime no. So halftime, some coaches put some video, but halftime, what you need is to, for me, I need to calm down because maybe I'm coming in a bit over stressed, over heartbeat. So you need to calm down a little bit, and
Do players sometimes just get on your nerves? Like Gísli, we always talk about the first names. That's why I say Gísli. Yeah, like, do you just want to like just punch him in the face?
Many times.
Yeah, because I feel like Gísli is always laying down.
Yeah,
because I think they're taking hard on him.
Many times, and, of course. And I as a player, suffered a lot because I was a defender, So a lot of times I was exposed by these great players giving me a finta or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a small anecdote. In the World Cup of 2019, we were playing semifinals against Denmark, and it was the first big tournament for Gísli, and nowadays probably one of the best players in the world. And in the first action, he came. I just punched him in the face. But
like, hey, bitch, I'm here.
No, I was like, okay, I need to mark this guy. He's killing everyone. I need to show him this guy. If you want to come, okay, but that's what's going to happen from the start.
Exactly.
And I just not face, but I tried to kind of scare him a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
And actually, got to say that game in the second half, yes, he was better, but the first half he was quite under control. Through this because they play a different tactic where Miguel was taking a lot more responsibility that game. But yeah, there's a little bit the things you try to do, and maybe mentally they help you. It's like a small battle. I won you a small battle. That's an extra motivation for you.
But what about, like you were talking about, you're watching video, but they are also watching you.
Yes, of course.
And what is, I mean, if you know what's their comfy move and everything, like what was yours? And like, how did they try to tackle you to get past you?
Probably I wasn't never the strongest guy.
Yeah. Were you quick?
Yeah, I was quick in my legs, let's say. So I try to anticipate movements. I try to place myself in the right position. I always say in defense, you have to be active, not reactive. Because if you're reactive, you're already late.
Yeah.
You need to try to place yourself in the best position in order for them to do what you want them to do.
Okay.
But obviously, when you're talking about these super players, it's always very difficult. So you suffer a lot, and a lot of times you're reactive.
Yeah.
But that would be the ideal situation. Where I was suffering a lot. Sometimes in one against these smaller players.
Yeah.
Like Luke Steins, Kristiansson. There's a lot of players now. I think handball has evolved also, and you see a lot more of these small players that have made me suffer during my last years of my career. So yeah.
Oh my God! And so the national team. I'm not going to go through all of it because it's so much. It's World Championship, gold medal, 2013. That was the first one, right?
There's World Cup, yes. The first and only I won, so yes.
How did it feel?
Wow, it was amazing. And it was in Barcelona.
Oh, it was in Barcelona?
Yes, my hometown.
Perfect.
My whole family was there. My friends were in the crowd. We had an arena with 16,000 people there. It was amazing. And we played incredible game. We killed Denmark. Yes, of course.
The ball. Yeah.
I hope your sister is happy.
Yeah. Sarah, see, we have the ball here.
And that was amazing.
And so that was 2013. And then like 14 European bronze, 16 silver, 18 European gold. Like this team, it must have been pretty special. Yeah,
we had an amazing generation. I always say that if Karabatic wouldn't have played handball, we would have won some more, because a lot of times they took out of the final or fight for medals.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a very, very good generation with amazing players, and we were good because we were a team, and that's the truth. We were friends. I can go now to have lunch with any of the guys I played through these 10, 12 years national team, and
Extra family.
everyone will be happy to join, and that was a huge key of our success. How good we were, how well we were along each other, and we never had problems. That was probably one of the keys among great coaches and quality for sure. But this team spirit that we had was very, very good.
So maybe it wasn't the best players in the world, but fusion together.
I mean, we had excellent players. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. We had great goalkeepers always. We had Alpasterri, we have Sierra, Gonzalo, Rodrigo. Then we had probably one of the best line players in history, like Julian Aguinagalde. We had Raúl Enterrios, amazing player. So, I mean,
they were best players,
we
and
had
the fusion
very, very good players.
Yeah.
But we won as a team. We didn't win because of individualities. We won as a team.
Olympics 2020, bronze medal, but you were injured in the third match and couldn't continue, or?
Yeah, I couldn't play the last 4 matches. Was a tough one. Tough one. I had very little injuries in my life.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. Was very tough, but I was there the whole process. I stayed there, and of course, it's always something that bothers me a bit, not being able to be in the field that bronze game.
You got the medal though,
but I have a medal home, and that's huge. That's huge. Yes.
No, I wasn't sure if they have a certain amount.
No, but if you participated, you get one. So
okay.
I was there in the field for the first 3 matches. So I was able to get mine, and I probably keep it.
Did you you were injured, but you're still in the group, right?
Yes. I stayed there.
And did you get a role as a pep talk, or
I was always talking a lot.
Yeah.
I was always one of those guys that was cheering the guys, and but yeah, I've got to say. The first 3 or 4 days were really tough. Also, I had pain. I've got to say.
Yeah. What happened?
I had a huge tear in my
hamstring.
Nearly 6 centimeters.
Oh.
Yeah, tough one.
Yeah.
And I never had something like that in my life. I never was more than a week or 10 days out. So there was a thing, but. I think it's part of being an athlete. This one came in a very bad time, but we succeed. We had an opportunity to win a medal, and we got it, and I'm very, very happy and proud about it.
The Spanish national team today.
Yes.
I hope it's correct. European Championships last year, 13th place, and at the Worlds this year, was it 18th place?
Yeah. They're going through a renovation.
Okay.
That's clear, but we have to remember last summer they got a bronze medal in Paris.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yes, so it's like Iceland losing a game made him go down to, I don't know,
exactly
6th, 7th position.
Yeah.
And maybe they could have got a medal. So at the end, it's very on the details.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Spain is going through a renovation. This year they brought in, I think it was 7 players that had never played a big tournament. And that's it's very difficult. I know what it's like playing a first tournament. Yeah. It's like you're in the spotlight, all the how to call it, always the flashes are difficult to handle sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get there, and even though you play Champions League, even though you play European games, World Cup, European, and Olympics are totally different. You're there 15 days. It's the world of handball is there.
Yeah.
The best players of each country are representing their team. So it's a different thing. And I remember my first time in the World Cup also, it was a disaster. We also were in a transition time, and we had 6 players that have never been in a competition, in a big competition. That's something that happens. But Jordi Rivera is a great coach. I know how he works, and still there's amazing players in this team. So I'm sure they're going to bounce back and perform better in the future.
Okay. Is like the Spanish handball overall, is it taking a dip or just the national team that the renovation?
Let's see what happens next years. It's true that now there's less key players playing in Champions League Champions League teams. Before, I would say 80-90% of us were playing in a Champions League team on an important role. And now it's true, but also it's true that they're a very young core. So I think it's part of the process. I do believe in our handball. We always play this a bit more smart. We've never been the strongest one. We've never been the tallest ones. But we were the smartest one, quick and a bit tricky. So hopefully we're gonna find a way and stay there fighting for the medals.
Are you watching for like the next generation? Like,
yes.
Are you looking?
Yeah, we see good talents in Spain right now. We can see the brothers Ticusa, Victor Romero, Jangurri, Ian Barrufet. There's many good players coming. And last year, the junior, they won I don't know, was the World Cup or European Championship. So in the youth teams, Spain's still performing. So that means there's some solid base there.
Yeah.
The problem is always a transition from this youth to the really professional and high level. It's always difficult to...
I mean, 7 new players is...
it's a huge change. And also, again, there were players that are not playing in Champions League teams, most of them. So that's also a huge impact. Because most of them didn't play some of the players. They play those games, and it's different, the speed, the strength. So it's a process. It's a process that, it's how it is.
I got a question from... when I was speaking to Aroni Pálmars, and somebody wanted to know like the new way of handball, because it used to be like the runway, jump up and everything, and now it's always the finta and everything. Like, which one did you like more, or do you like this new handball thing going on?
I like it that it's a lot faster.
Okay.
I like that. The speed I do like. I don't like some of the rules in the refereeing. Too much cameras checking. Also happens in football, but I don't like that. It loses a little bit the spirit of the sport.
It's weird, yeah.
But yeah, it's what it is. I got to say, from the point of view of when I was a player, so 1 year ago, I was suffering a lot with these small guys and the fintas. But it's what I always say, a phrase in our sport: we take everyone in. We take the short guys, we take the tall guys, we take the skinny guys, we take a bit overweighted guys. So it's a sport where everyone can play, and that's what makes it amazing. And now we can see a player like Luke Steins, that is 170, playing in a Paris Saint-Germain on a high level, and then you see Christo Pans with 2 meters 14 playing. So that's a huge difference, and they're playing side by side, or they were, now not anymore because Denis moved. But that's a good thing about our sport. I like that, and I do like the speed and the high scores. It's more attractive to the audience, I think.
Oh, definitely. If you could change one rule in handball, or change anything.
It's difficult. One rule. Maybe I don't like this 7 against 6 rule.
The what?
7 against 6. The time you take the goalkeeper
out.
The
goalkeeper,
and you put it in. I feel it makes the game a bit slow.
Okay.
I do believe.
Yeah, the tempo probably.
Yes, I as a defender breaks totally your tempo.
Yeah.
Because you need to defend in a different way. You need to half defend all the time.
Yeah.
But it's true, the attack is always half attacking all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more, a bit chess.
Okay.
A bit more chess.
Yeah.
I like the tactical part. I like it as I don't know. I will limit, like, hey, you can only use 10 actions per game on this situation, something like that. because some now a bit less, but sometimes some teams abuse too much about this way of playing, and he loses a little bit this speed, these emotions, this fight, and also that's a bit more. Maybe I'm a bit old style, but I don't like that every action that is a contact in the face has to be a red card.
Okay.
Because at the end, it's difficult. I've been hitting my teammates in the trainings in the face my whole career.
Yeah.
And I had no intention. They were my teammates.
Yeah.
But it's a sport, it's so fast, it happens. I think here you need to read the intentionality.
Yeah.
And some referees, I'm sorry, but they're not able to read this intentionality.
No.
If I go like this, directly to a face, take me red card, blue card, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when I touch here, and from here the player moves and my hand goes to the face. Yeah, if you take a red card, you're breaking the team. Maybe
Exactly.
we had that in the European last year. Alex got an action where he pushed him, the player went down, and he touched him in the face. Yes, maybe 2 minutes, but he got a red card, and they eliminated one of our best players in the first half. So it breaks a little bit the game. So I understand that you need to protect the players, but at the same time, I think we should be a bit more acceptance of this risk, because at the end of the day, it's part of the game.
Exactly. Okay, time is flying.
Yes.
But Mr. Defense, because I have I think it's great questions from both coaches and kids. How would you build a defense from the juniors to the majors?
Look, defense it's all about wanting to defend.
Okay.
That's the first thing you need to make understand the kids.
Yeah.
You need to want to defend.
Okay.
And I've got a feeling I had the same situation when I was young.
Yeah.
I had to be in defense just so that I'm able to attack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
it's
more fun.
it's a part I need to go through.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, being in defense can give you so much in attack. I always say a strong defense gives a stability to a team. If I'm playing in attack and I know my defense every time is getting a goal, I know I have to score every time.
Yeah.
But if I know my defense is working, my defense is stopping them, I can play with a bit less pressure, and that's going to make my attack better. First of all, it's what I told you. It's you have to want to defend.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
You have to want to recover the ball. You have to want to stop them. You have to want to help the goalkeeper to get a save.
Yeah,
that's for me number one. And then is a lot about communication.
Okay,
you need to talk.
Yeah.
You need to talk a lot. You need to discuss with your guy on the side. And you see a lot of attitudes. Someone misses and there's no help. No,
yeah.
Go help, and another one is going to come. Make them do an extra pass.
Yeah,
maybe they're going to miss this extra pass. It's a teamwork. It's not about. Sorry, it's not about.
You're moving so much. I'm trying to make
sure.
sure.
It's not.
And you can watch the video on Spotify also. just saying. Yeah.
It's not about. I defend on my own. It's a team. It's even more team than the attack.
Yeah.
So it's about communication, sacrifice, teamwork, and wanting to defend.
Wanting to defend. And what approach would you like with the juniors? Starting in the defense and everything, like what approach would you start them with?
First of all, there's a very important part is position.
Okay.
Your position and this position to train.
Now you're so close to the mic.
So
no, you can move. It's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I move a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a little bit about the position. No, you need to what we were talking about. You need to be active, not reactive. So I need to be on a way that I'm taking the attack player to where I want.
Exactly, and how you stand and everything.
And that's the job of the coach.
Yeah,
he needs to tell you, hey, I want this player to go to the right side. I want this player to go to the left side. Yeah. Whatever we decided as a tactic collective team, and then you have to place your way on order that this happens. And after you need to create this relationship / mentality that we are defending together. And I need my teammate to be with me. So you need to create these small relationships with your players, like with the wing, I need to know, hey, try to be a bit higher at the beginning so he sees less space, and you're going to have time to reach your player, and these are the things you need to build little by little. But always what I say is like, hey, in defense, we're going to get the chance to get the ball back. And we all want to have the ball because that's where we're going to score the goal.
Exactly.
So try to build a relationship with defense on a positive way. That's also what I learned in my career. People were a player like Aron, he could defend perfectly, but he doesn't want. He's so good in attack that he doesn't want to defend. But he could perfectly defend.
Yeah.
He could perfectly do it. But he knows he's so good in attack that he's just worried about attack. And I totally understand because he's amazing on that part. And thanks to players like him, I had a career. Don't take me wrong, because players that didn't want to defend gave me a chance for me to have a spot in the team. But it's about that. It's about wanting, and for sure they're going to succeed that way.
And what would you teach first, like in the foundation?
Well, as any foundation, first you need to have a good base, and the good base is individual. Individually, what we were talking about, the position, physically, you need to be okay. You need to find your place. Sometimes you're not putting the right players in the right places.
Okay.
That's a job for the work, and you need to see the condition this player has. He can defend here, but not here.
Yeah.
And that's a role from the coaches, but also the player needs to realize where I'm the most useful, and this you learn with time.
Yeah.
But fundamental is that obviously the physical condition needs to be good, and the mentality to defend. You need to get this, and after we can talk about tactical situations that's going to make you better. But that's part of the process of every day.
Yeah.
But fundamental is that you have a disposition to learn, to improve, and from there everything is easier.
Everything easier. Like, did you do a lot of footwork, workouts, and how to stand and everything, or?
Yeah, well, in Spanish handball, positioning it's a very key thing, and we watch a lot of video, and we talk a lot about the situation on the side, about the pressures we do, how we do it, about trying to recover the ball more than trying to stop the player. So it's a little bit about this way. On the other hand, obviously, nowadays it's there's a lot of 1-against-1, so you need to be strong and good enough to stop a 1-against-1. Playing with the distance, trying to give the attack player a situation where he's not comfortable. So there's a lot of chess mental game there, individual fight and collective fight. So it's there's a lot going on there.
Here's a question. What's important to keep in mind for defenders when getting 1-versus-1 in situations in a large area?
What I told you, where I want them to go.
Yeah.
So for example, there's a player likes a lot to go to the right side. Okay, let's block him this right side. Let's make him go to his weak side.
Uncomfortable.
Let's make him play to the place where they are less comfortable to pass, to shoot, to the side. Yeah. If they always go to the right side and they're open, they can see everything. Yeah. If you close this strong side of them, not the strong side, the strong side of them, that's what I think is already a win. And from there, it's easier to help. It's easier to so probably what we're talking about, the positioning and being active.
The biggest mistakes young players do in defense. And I'm thinking maybe like around 14 to 16 or maybe something like that.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say because everyone is different. But first of all, what I told you, I think young players don't give the importance that the defense has. No, this is something you learn a bit later. First of all, it's giving the importance that the defense have. Second, accepting that you're going to get a finta, that you're going to get a goal, because it's impossible to finish with 0-0 in handball. It's impossible. So that's going to happen. And you need to accept the mistakes that you're going to make, and don't make from a mistake, oh, now I'm going to fix it in attack. Make a second mistake. And this we see a lot of times.
Yeah.
You make a mistake in attack, oh, now I'm going to fix it in defense, and then you get 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is
definitely
try to understand that mistakes is part of the game. That's a key. And then obviously what we say, the mentality to defend. That's what we need to get on these ages.
And when you have the line player hovering around, like how do you tackle that?
Yeah, depends a little bit on the line players that you have in front, but you have to always work them before. I say work them because they cannot be comfortable.
Yeah,
they have to feel that they are annoyed all the time, that it's not easy for them to get in the position they want to be. Usually you see the center back, go there. No, you're going to come here, but first I'm going to annoy you.
Yeah.
So you're going to get already like, I'm not 100% in my position.
Yeah.
And then, there's small tricks. You try to always to get the hand so that they are ready to hold. Depends on the type of player.
Yeah.
You force them more to turn to one side or the other one. You need to see who's attacking, who's the one making the pass, because at the end, line player leaves from the pass.
Yeah.
This line player likes more to receive balls down, lower pass, so you need to be more careful to the lower passes.
Yeah.
Or he's a big guy and always up, so you need to be with your arms up, ready for this kind of passes. So you need to learn a little bit what does this guy like in order to try to control him better. But for me, what I say, work them before and don't make him feel comfortable.
Work them before? What do you mean by that?
What I told you, like they're coming usually to position. They want to get between two players of us. Let's annoy him. Let's hold him. Let's push him a bit out. At the end, he's going to get in.
Yeah.
But maybe not in the right place. Maybe a bit later.
Yeah.
Maybe not in a great position to, to block. So that's what I mean when you have to say work them before.
What about this communication between you and your teammate who close to them, and you have that one line?
It's key. It's key because you both need to be on the same level of intensity. Number one, you both need to be on the same level of knowledge, understanding what's going on. Yeah. Because if I see what's going on, but my teammate doesn't see what's going on, that's going to be a problem. And also, we need to be clear on what we want. Yeah. What do we want? Maybe there's a great line player, and we say, okay, he's not shooting. We're going to risk the shoots from outside because we see they're worst. Or maybe we cannot accept that because the shooter outside is very good. So one of us needs to go a bit earlier, risking the pass to the line player. Yeah. But maybe he's a less good line player passer, so we have more chances to cut the ball. So it's a bit collective, individual fight every time.
Gets so complicated.
Yeah. It's not an easy game. How important is the cooperation between the goalkeeper and the defense? I got many questions about that. Yeah, very, very important. Yeah, very important. I mean, a lot of times for me, when I was positioning myself for a block, I knew a player was shooting to a place. Yeah. But if he's shooting to a place where I want, I don't mind if the goalkeeper takes a save or I take the block. Okay. What I need to do is cover the part that I have to cover. Usually, during the game, during the season, you change things. With goalkeepers, you change situations depending on the player sometimes. Yeah. There's a player likes to shoot a lot to the long post. Then you can force him to shoot there where he feels comfortable, and you switch with your goalkeeper. Usually, we defenders take the long post, goalkeepers the short post. That's basic. Yeah. But maybe there's a player that likes to shoot a lot to long post, and it's difficult for me to block. Say, okay, I'm going to take the short. You can go there. So you can do a small modification, but you need to have a good relationship, well signed, and be able to, let's change. And he needs to know what we're talking about. So these things are things you need to practice in the trainings in order that you can just switch like that in a game. So the relationship with the goalkeeper, I mean, I always treated my goalkeepers as my savers, I always took care of them because they were very, very important for the team, but for me, for my job,
Yeah, exactly.
even more.
He saves you a little bit.
I was always talking a lot with them, and we were discussing a lot what to do before the game. I always like to have a short chat. Hey, what about this player seen in the video? He likes this. Do you want to change it or start normal? These are the things that you always try to discuss.
Do you think young players do that, or
Probably no, but also it's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing it when I was 20 years old. It's things that you learn with the time, that you improve, that you see from the older or more veteran players. Okay, he's doing this. Okay, I'm going to do that also.
Yeah.
You need to build these relationships, but it's something that is not coming natural. No. Some coaches could help these things happen. No, trying to build these small relationships with certain exercises, with video sessions. So it's also very useful to have like good coaches that help you in this way. But it's a process of learning. At the beginning, maybe you don't give as much importance as it has to this kind of relationship with your teammates.
They evolve.
But then, exactly.
Okay. In what situation did you learn the most in defense?
Well, when I was losing, when I wasn't doing the things right, obviously that's where you learn.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to learn, because sometimes people get like frustrated, and that's not good. You need to understand, okay, for me what's most important is always understand what happened.
Yeah.
That's something I always wanted to. Okay, what happened here? Why this situation? You need to be able to read the situation, and for that you need some calm. So when you're 180 heartbeat, you need to take it easy.
Yeah.
And take conclusions later. But you learn from the mistakes, 100%.
Who is the best player you played with, and why?
Niko Karabatic, total player. He could do everything well. When he was fitted, he was an amazing player. I suffered, as I told you before, I suffered him a lot, but I also played 5 years with him, and he's an excellent player, excellent friend, very good team guy also, and no doubt, Nico.
Would he be the best player that you played against also, or?
Yeah, probably yes. Probably yes.
It sounded like that.
Yeah.
Who is the most annoying offense player that you played against?
Yeah, the small guys. My last years, I was lucky. I played with Luke a couple of years, but I was suffering these kind of players a lot.
Yeah.
Sindrich was tough. I also suffered a lot with Julian Aguinalde. I was lucky to play many years with him in national team.
Yeah.
And in clubs, we played, I think, like 5 or 6 years together also.
Okay.
But when I was playing against him, he was a tough line player, very strong, very good.
Yeah.
So I was suffering with him a lot.
Suffering. Yeah. It's so funny that you always say suffering.
Yeah, I mean, it's you suffer. It's the truth.
Yeah, I understand, but it's
sometimes
funny
you
word.
feel pain. You sometimes feel
like,
pain even, no? But yeah.
Okay. So now I have the list of the questions from the young players.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go. If you had the chance to be 15 to 17 years old again, would you do anything different related to your handball career?
As I said, probably I would train physically different.
Yeah.
Because the times have changed. I would tell to myself, be patient.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I think we all will say, all retired athletes when you were young, take patience, and also probably we take more care about nutrition. I could say I never suffered with that, but I would have taken a bit more care about that.
That's what I say personally also. What's your opinion about how long should young players, like teenagers, practice 2 or more sports? And when do you think it's the right time to focus on one sport?
I think it's very important when you're really young, like 8, 9, 10, 11, that you play everything that you want. Mm-hmm. But you discover a new sport, just go and do it. Because you never know where is your talent. And I was playing football, I was skiing, I was doing some taekwondo. Obviously, when I was at school, I was playing basketball, volleyball, everything. And probably a little bit helped me on my handball career or these different sports. I did some tennis also when I was a kid, and I realized I'm not an individual player.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's important to try a little bit everything and feel where you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
And from there, I mean, probably you need to focus on a sport when you're 15, 16, 17. You should be already pretty focused on one sport so that you can invest, because it's not the same how you train physically on handball that probably track and field or a basketball player or a football player. So that's important. It's the time where you really develop your body.
Okay, that was a good answer.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite goalkeeper you have played with, and why?
Favorite, I would say Gonzalo Pérez de Vargas, because I have an excellent relationship with him. He is one of my best friends, and now, he got a really bad injury.
Oh.
Yeah, he broke his cruciate ligaments, and I wish him all the best from here. I don't think he's going to listen to it, but
hopefully
there he goes. But the best, I would say, Arpad Destervik.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Did you guys have like a good connection, like we were talking about
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah. With Arpad is a very easy person, and but he wasn't a lot about talking. He knew what you had to do, and he sometimes tell you, told you small details. Okay, Arpad is talking to me. That's strange.
Yeah.
Because he never said too much, but he was performing the days he had to perform.
Then he probably just said the important stuff.
Yeah.
How is it best for young players, teenagers, to practice on their own, like the extra workouts, like technique or something else?
There's a lot that you can do on your own in your spare time, because for me, training is also having a good rest. Training is also eating well.
Sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Training is about watching videos at home and realizing, oh, look at this movement. Maybe I can try it tomorrow in training. And then it comes where you can put hours on the gym. You can put hours alone on specific shots, depending on your position. And there's many ways now. You have so much exercise in internet. You just go to YouTube and you check handball training, and you have so much that you can do, you can learn, you can try. And see what it's good for you. But for sure, the individual alone training is very, very important. Very important.
Did you ever train like sprints, especially because you were sprinting in and out of the game from the defense?
No, I mean, I never trained sprinting for sure. But yeah, obviously, in the trainings you do a lot, and then you have the physical conditioning part where you also work on that aspects, but not specifically. I wasn't doing a specific training for these changings.
It's probably only 3 steps for you.
Yeah. But still intense.
Yeah, definitely. Is there a big difference between the Spanish, German, and the French divisions?
Yes. Germany is an amazing league. I discovered it late. I always was said, it's the best league, and I was like, okay, let's see. But once you're there, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But tactically, they're a lot less good as in Spain. In Spain, probably physically we're much worse, but we're tactically much richer. I think we are a bit smarter in the game. We go a lot to the tactics.
Yeah.
And in Germany, it's more about the physique, about the power, about the shooting. So they're totally different. Then French, it's true the physical component is totally different to Spain, but there's a little bit of a mix between the two, but more towards German style, but with the proud of the French guys.
Of course. What was the best team you've ever played with? You told me earlier, I forgot.
Ciudad Real 2008-9.
Okay, who is better, Talant Dujshebaev or his sons Alex and Daniel?
Oof. That's different times, but I think Talant was one of the greatest of all times for sure. So it's difficult. There are different times when I need to choose Talant because he's Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, of course. Is mental training an important part of competing at the highest level?
Very important.
Did you use it a lot?
No. Nope. I never. We had like general sessions, let's say, but individually I never had it. And I found out at one point some of my teammates were having it, and I was like, "Oh, who sent you there?" I said, "The coach." And I went to the coach, why I don't go? He told me, you don't need it.
No, yeah.
But I've seen players struggling with the pressure, players struggling to perform, and how these talking to someone or going to a professional help them to overcome certain situations. I do believe it's important. And probably when I was younger, I would have used it more with this. We're talking a little bit now with this impatience that I had to be better, to perform better, that all young players have. So probably talking to someone. I think that was my mom's job. She suffered a lot these cryings or these discussions. But yeah.
That's what we moms do.
Yes, of course.
What did you do early in your sports when you were faced with adversity?
So put the head down and work. That's how you handle it back then, and I think that's the way you do it right now. No, train more, work more. That's it.
That's it. At what age did you start going to the weight room to strength train?
Yeah, in Spain we started late. I think I was like 16, 17 years old. Before we were doing a lot of jumps, a lot of push-ups, ups, but not really. I think times have changed. So now there's more studies about the development of young athletes than we had in our times. So probably, I told you, I would have been different physically if I had these possibilities right now.
Yeah.
Trust your coach and your trainers. That's what you have to do.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
How was your program or routine for big games? What did you eat and think about sleep? Or?
I always woke up like kind of early. Didn't like to sleep a lot. There's some players that slept long.
I was the same way.
But I had to do a siesta always, and I had to have my time. And sometimes I didn't sleep because I was nervous or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes I slept. And that didn't mean it was more, but I like to know that I had the time to rest. So I planned a little bit my day, my schedule on having enough time for the siesta.
So maybe it was kind of like mental training for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I had this like routine game days. I remember I've been eating my whole life the same food, the game days at home.
Okay, what is it?
I was always having a salad, rice, and some chicken. Always.
Always.
When I was eating at home in restaurants, when we were hotels, that was different because obviously the menu was never the same.
Yeah.
So I think this was more about a routine to stay focused, to do certain things always the same. And when I forgot something, I was like, hey, refocus, you have a game today.
But what if something messed up in your routine?
No problem. It was just a way for me to, like a small wake-up call, before the game, just get ready.
Was it difficult to quit? And did you miss the guys and the locker room energy?
I still miss the locker room a lot.
Yeah.
I still miss it a lot. I like this locker room, these jokes. I love that part. The game itself, maybe less. Mm-hmm. Obviously, now when I see a Champions League game, I wish I could still play. But my body also was telling me last 2 years I had to slow down. So I think was a right moment, a right process.
Was it hard though?
No, I don't think so.
Or did you just know?
No, I think I was already like for 3 or 4 years preparing myself for this moment.
Yeah.
And also I got to say with this project on international handball kept me very busy.
Yeah.
So helped me a little bit in the process for sure.
That was the next question. What do you do today?
Well, now I'm helping a little bit on this new project that we're starting, trying to develop myself also on a bit on a managing position.
Yeah.
So trying to help a little bit the young players, young athletes to develop themselves. I think that's right now my focus.
Okay. So while we were talking, Addi Tetta, Arna Freyr, how do you know him?
We were together. He's the manager of Aron and Borko and some players that I know, and through life we met a couple times.
Okay. So he was sending me messages while we were talking. I can't believe I can't find it. He said, I was sending you a message, like a voice memo from Talant Dujshebaev, but I can't find the message in my phone, so I don't know where he sent it. But he said that that Viran was a lot better in soccer than handball.
I was very good in football.
Yeah, that's what Talant, I guess, said. And he says about you, and I mean, you were talking well about him. He said you were one of the best character that he has coached. Oh, and then from David Barrufet.
David Barrufet, yes.
Who's that?
Legendary goalkeeper in Spain, yes.
Okay, tell her that to ask Viran what's mean his name. What does your name mean?
Yeah, it was a mix between my father's and my mother's name. It's my father invented the name actually. My mother is called Maria Victoria, so he used the VI from Victoria, and then my father is called Ramon. Used the RAM, but then he didn't like it with the M, so he put an N there. So yeah, that's a story.
I found the voice memo.
Yeah,
I don't know. We should play it.
Yeah, that's risky.
Of course, and the first time I want to say that I have a lot of lucky working together with this really very, very big fighter like Viran. I love him a lot, really, and appreciate like a player, like a person. He is great, great, great. I say I never speak about it with the people, but Viran, every time I remember one time we play final Copa Sobal, maybe it was in Vigo, and before the final, Viran was with very high temperature, 39 and half degrees in the room, and next day was final against Barcelona, and we have a lot of injury players, and I say him, okay, in Viran, rest, no problem, and he's coming to me and he said, no, Talant, don't worry, tomorrow I play. And he make everything, he take a medication, he was in the room, and of course it was amazing. And next day he go on the court and make amazing match, and after the match he died from sport. I think he was so he give 100% everything. That's why I say every time Viran is it's amazing. It's amazing. Like a person, like and like
now comes the bad part.
Make a lot of joke with him. We say maybe he was much better football player than handball. But okay, I wish him all the best in his new life, and of course, like always I say, for me he can call me and I give him everything what I can. Okay, thanks, bye.
That was amazing.
Yes, actually, Talant wrote me one of the best messages when I retired.
Yeah,
was coming from him. Was amazing. I've got great memories with Talant, and I need to correct him. Was the day of the game that I woke up.
Oh, really?
I woke up that morning at 39.5.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to the video session or didn't go for lunch.
No.
Just stay in bed.
Yeah, sleep.
And then he came after lunch. He came, said, "Hey, you're not going to play?" I said, "No, I'm playing. Don't worry."
Yeah, forget about it.
And I slept 2 more hours, and then I played. And it's true that after I was for 3 days, I was destroyed. But it was the last game before Christmas, so we had some free days, and was just trying to recover at home. But it was good. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost done.
Perfect.
So the camp, where can we find information about that?
Yes, I think the website, by the time this is going to be aired, it's going to be ready.
Okay.
Today is not ready yet, but soon it's going to be ready. And we're going to have all the information online. We have an Instagram account, International Handball.
Yeah, I will put it under this.
Perfect. And there. Also through my Instagram, you can find information, and we will be distributing also this information to the clubs here in their region.
Yeah.
And we have some collaborators. Obviously, FH is going to help us to spread the word out.
Yes.
And yeah, what we want is people to join us, come, enjoy, learn handball, because we're going to work, we're going to train hard, but on a good atmosphere. And it's open for, as we said before, 10 to 16 years old, and boys and girls are very welcome.
Okay, so last message to the next generation.
Less screen and more work. I think what they need to do is to enjoy the sport, get this passion, this love for the sport. I think that's a key for young generations, to find this passion. Whatever this passion is, go for it.
Okay, and we're going to thank our sponsors. And Viran,
Again,
you're going to read.
all of them.
Yeah, not this. Yeah, first.
Yeah. Lengjan, Ödur.
Auður, yeah.
That's a fun one. Hafid Fiskerverslung,
Yes, Hafi Fiskvisslur.
Nutrileng Gold.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for the support.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Takk fyrir að hlusta. Eigðu góðan dag. Klefinn með Silju Úlfars.